I would request you all to kindly take your seats. Once again, a humble request to please put off your handsets into silent mode or switch them off. A very warm welcome to the 13th BML Munjal Awards ceremony. First and foremost, I would request all of you to kindly stand up for national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to all of you and welcome to the 13th BML Munjal Awards ceremony. The annual BML Munjal Awards for Business Excellence through Learning and Development recognize organizations that have successfully created and implemented innovation strategies for learning and development using people development as a tool to achieve business excellence. The primary objective of these awards is to create a platform for sharing of the best practices by participating organizations and to recognize and promote excellence in the field of learning and development. At the onset, we have a very special audiovisual created on man himself, who is the foundation of the repertoire called Hero. Can we have the AV, please? Now I would like to invite Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, Chairman, Hero Enterprise, to address the gathering and give us some insights on the awards and the process. Can we have a round of applause for sir?
Shri Pranab Mukherjee, former President of India, Sumanji, guests, friends, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. This is indeed a special evening when we both celebrate and give out the 13th in the series of the BML Munjal Awards. Some of you have been here in earlier years and know that this is probably the only award of its kind in the country today that uniquely recognizes companies who, as a strategy, use people development and who benefit and gain to allow the business to develop specifically and especially because of this strategy. Over the last 30 years, India has done exceedingly well in the world of economy and industry. Many awards have recognized growth, exports, profitability, and a host of other initiatives taken by enterprise. But very few have focused on people as the primary mover of what actually happens to these businesses. This was named after my father, Dr. BML Munjal, who many of you knew. I know that he had a lot of regard for you, Mr. President. He used to speak very warmly of you as to your intellect, as to your ability to think through and to present, even in complex situations, solutions that worked. He was, at heart, a simple person. He was a simple family man who had this amazing set of values, which he used in everyday practice. Didn't only talk about them, but actually practiced them in everything he did every day. At the same time, he had this amazing ability to let everyone around him feel that he was a special friend of theirs. On his 90th birthday, we asked many people who knew him well through his life to write a letter to him without actually telling him. And we thought we would publish this in a book and then circulate this book widely to the many people who wrote the letters. Once the letters started coming in, it was actually like a flood. They just kept coming. And at some point, we said we have to stop because the book actually has to go into print. And what we found in those letters was completely fascinating. Many of them, of course, were so personal about how he had touched people's lives and done things for people that we knew nothing about. He had never talked about it. He had never mentioned it. He had never taken credit for these things. So we decided that because it was so personal, that this book would not get widely circulated. We actually published one copy only for him. Of course, we cheated and kept a few for ourselves, but we did not widely circulate that book. So when we started the Mindmine Institute, the think tank, and when we started the Mindmine Summit, we thought it would be appropriate to use his philosophy of what had turned an act for survival for a family that was refugees and migrated from what became a foreign country for them, which was Pakistan, and moved to this side of the border. That style of working of four brothers together and then a larger number around them built an enterprise in one generation, which we are certainly proud of, and I do believe the country is proud of. We thought there's no better way to both recognize this contribution than by starting this series of awards in his name. There is a completely independent due process through which these awards are selected. Some of the best companies in India now pitch for this award. Many are in this room today. And there are panels of experts, independent experts from a large number of companies, but from all disciplines: HR, manufacturing, technology, marketing, finance, etc., who actually look at this and shortlist the number of companies. The number from which it started was over 1,000. And then the shortlisted companies are presented to an independent jury, which was chaired by Dr. Janmajay Sinha, and I want to thank him. Thank you, Janmay. I want to thank him for the outstanding work that the jury did. And jury is made up of very eminent individuals. I will request Janmay to just tell us just a little bit about the jury's process, about how they actually made this selection, to explain to those of you who don't know why these awards really do matter. Janmay, can I invite you up for a couple of minutes, please? And these companies have gone on. Many of the earlier award winners, please come. Many of the earlier award winners have gone on to show us why they are winners. And this year, too, the list is super impressive. It reads like a who's who of Indian enterprise. So I'm going to stop here and say thank you very much to all of you for coming for this special evening. And thank you, Pranab. This is a special privilege for all of us to have you here. You have been super kind, both to encourage us as individuals, as an enterprise, as a family. You have, on many occasions, come in and along with us celebrated or participated in events. You've allowed us, when you were in Rashtrapati Bhavan, to come in and do 2 big events at Rashtrapati Bhavan. It was a true privilege. I'd now like to invite Janmay to tell us a little bit about the jury's process.
Thank you, Sunil. Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, it's always a privilege to be in your august presence. I can't but tell a small joke about Mr. Pranab Mukherjee was then finance minister. When I had joined Reserve Bank, he was finance minister. And then when I was chair of the Financial Inclusion Committee, I had invited him to a panel as finance minister. So I said, sir, when I joined Reserve Bank, you were finance minister. And today I'm on the panel with you and you're finance minister. And in his inimitable style, he said, in that case, your career has progressed and I have stagnated. But it's actually, these awards are really quite different from other awards that you typically are a jury on. There are 3 very significant differences. The first is that these are awards where you expect people processes to actually have an impact on company performance. And the companies that get shortlisted finally have to come and present to the jury and explain how their people process actually has made a difference in the performance of the company. And the jury actually asks them questions and are not always polite in the questions that they ask. And so it's really quite rigorous. The second thing is, this is one jury where you don't always find unanimity easily. So we actually had to put many of the awards to vote to actually come to a conclusion as to who was going to get the award. And the third is that there were times in this jury where we had actually an even vote. So we had to actually use a casting vote to get an award, which was actually given. So I have to say that this is a unique jury. I have actually been part of this, I think, for, 4 or 5 years now, and I never miss it because of how unusual it is. So actually, I want to really congratulate the winners. Ajay was saying, we were nice to him. No, we were not. We were as ruthless as we could be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the 13th BML Munjal Awards. And to present the award, I would request our esteemed chief guest, along with Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal and Mr. Suman Kant Munjal, to kindly present the awards. I would also request Mr. Jayant and Ms. Padmaja to kindly join me for reading out the citations for the winners. Can we have a round of applause for all of them, please? Welcome, sir. Welcome, ma'am. So first and foremost, we have the runner-up for the private sector services. This is the runner-up. It's a tie. Would request Tech Mahindra and Idea Cellular to kindly join us on stage to receive their certificates. They deserve a much bigger round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The whole process takes a lot of time and passion. Can we have a round of applause for our runners-up for the private sector services?
Audio Jungle.
This is a tie
Audio Jungle.
for the runners-up position, private sector services, Tech Mahindra and Idea Cellular. I guess the continuity should be maintained when it comes to a round of applause.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Audio Jungle.
And ladies and gentlemen, now is time to announce the winner for the private sector services. We have the winner, none other than SpiceJet.
The 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development for the year 2018 in the private sector services category goes to SpiceJet Limited. The company saw a strong revival in its business performance in recent years. This is an outcome of focused and customized investments in skilling, learning and development across multiple areas of their operations. Special efforts have been made to augment the core skills of all team members, ranging from pilots and cabin crew to loaders. For example, a fuel efficiency project teaches and trains all of their 700 pilots 7 major techniques to reduce the fuel burn. Likewise, tailored U-Impact trainings are conducted for all customer-facing staffers with special safety module that aid passengers with reduced mobility. Similarly, out-of-box soft skills training programs are aimed at loaders. Extra care is taken to ensure that training modules are experiential rather than instructional, and a systematic training need analysis is done all across to identify the learning gaps. The investments in training and development are creating a very high impact both in the air and on the ground. SpiceJet is currently operating at a passenger load factor in excess of 90%. The company has reduced its fuel bill by almost 30 crore per annum. Customer complaints were down by 30%, and there has been a 21% fall in complaints related to mishandled baggage. For successfully retaining and growing customers, for strengthening brand SpiceJet through investments in people and processes, and for deploying specialized high-end training methods to bring down the cost, the jury has decided to confer the 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development in the Private Sector Services category to SpiceJet Limited.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's the winner in the category. They deserve a much bigger round of applause. A hearty congratulations to SpiceJet. Right, ladies and gentlemen, the next award category is Services PSU. First and foremost, coming up, the runners-up. Please put your hands together for rights. There you go. Continuity of round of applause needs to be maintained. Congratulations to you on being the runners-up for PSU services. And ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to announce the winner. The winner for PSU services, Power Grid.
The 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development for the year 2018 in the Public Sector Services category goes to Power Grid Corporation of India. The company's attempts to set up a learning and development began with the elaborate need analysis process involving some 200 functional heads across 12 regions and projects. A master training catalog was prepared and tailored for different regions based on functional and behavioral competencies as well as demographic parameters. Employees received customized trainings across all locations. Training support was provided by regional and functional heads with analytical tools and tie-ups with multiple professional agencies that ensured that the quality of throughput was meaningful. The company has also set up a world-class training center to create a conducive environment for functional, behavioral, and statutory training. This is not just done internally, but also it upskills the partners and vendors. Investments in people and training and learning have helped Power Grid to consistently improve performance parameters across transmission, consultancy, and international businesses. That has helped the company to venture into new areas such as telecom, smart grid, and railway electrification. Power Grid's revenue grew up from 13,000 crore to 26,000 crore between 2013 and 2017, and the earnings before interest, depreciation, taxes, and amortization nearly doubled. This growth was achieved with only 1% increase in the number of employees, a clear indication that learning and development is strongly correlated with commercial business success. Recognizing the strong linkage, the jury is pleased to confer the 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development in Public Sector Services category to the Power Grid Corporation of India Limited.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have the winners for the PSU services, Power Grid. A much bigger round of applause will be appreciated. Congratulations to Power Grid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next category, private sector manufacturing. And first, we have the runners-up. Please put your hands together for Ashok Leyland. There you go, the smiling faces of the runners-up, they deserve a big round of applause. Once you come to accept the awards, they should be greeted with a big smile. A humble request to all the winners. Once the winners will be announced and the citations are read, we would request you to kindly stay back. And once the citations are through, we would request you to kindly join us on stage and accept the awards as the winner. So, for the private sector manufacturing, please put your hands together for the winner, DCM Sriram.
The 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development for the year 2018 in the private sector manufacturing category goes to DCM Sriram Limited. The company has used several measures, including mentoring, reverse mentoring, to sustain a talent pipeline for critical roles across the organization and to upskill a multi-generational workforce. It has also enabled its people in a way that they are able to use technology effectively across multiple levels. Through a structured calendar designed for all locations, the company ensures a round-the-year upskilling. It has also launched an initiative to recognize the managers who go beyond their duty and train teams on functional, technical, and behavioral skills. The proportion of employees covered under training increased from 69% to 80%, and more than 2,500 employees have benefited through subject matter training, self-help modules, end-user training, as well as gamification. The reskilling efforts have allowed the company to migrate from a B2C model from B2B. Likewise, a tailor-made learning and development framework with cluster training and train the trainer program has enabled the farm solutions business to improve substantially. These training measures have helped strengthen performance, and DCM Sriram has managed to increase its score on the customer satisfaction index very substantially from the year 2016 to the year 2017. The investment in learning and development have also positively impacted the business performance, with the earnings before interest, depreciation, taxes, and amortization growing from 10% to 13% between 2013 and 2017. Taking note of the company's success in grooming internal talent, nurturing new leaders, and building a future-ready workforce, the jury decided that DCM Sriram as the winner in the private sector manufacturing category as part of the 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development. Please give them a big round of applause.
Once again, a humble request to please keep the round of applause going as DCM Sriram graces the stage to accept their award. The winners for the private sector manufacturing. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our next category, which is PSU manufacturing. First and foremost, gracing the stage are the runners-up, Mangalore Refinery. Congratulations to Mangalore Refinery for being the runners-up for PSU manufacturing. There you go. Don't be shy of presenting a round of applause. And this time, to read out the citation for the winner, I would request Ms. Padmaja to kindly grace the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner for PSU Manufacturing, Mazagaon Dock.
Good evening, everybody. Congratulations, Mazagaon Docs. The 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development for the year 2018 in the public sector goes to Mazagaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Shipbuilding requires specialized skill sets and multiple capabilities of building large frigates, destroyers, and submarines. Thus, it becomes necessary to have complex development platforms with multiple systems and to hardwire learning and skill development into the company's core operations. The company has invested in a virtual reality lab. Close to 70 executives have undergone virtual reality training to ensure a truly immersive environment. This, along with a strong focus on human factor engineering, has reduced the need for physical mock-ups, rework, and on-site inspections. The emphasis on L&D is borne out by the numbers. The share of employees covered under training has gone up from 41% to 77% between 2013 and 2017. This has positively impacted the EBITDA, which rose from 631 crores to 891 crores over these 4 years. It is heartening that a government organization is linking investments in people with business outcomes. The jury is pleased to confer the 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development in the public sector manufacturing category to Mazagaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me again stress on the facts. They are the winners of this category, so they deserve a much bigger round of applause. For PSU Manufacturing, Mazagaon Dock. Up next, we have the emerging star. First and foremost, please join me in welcoming the runners-up, Loginext. Can we have a round of applause for Loginext? Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to announce the winner for the Emerging Star category. They love to say number one, that is why I guess they are known as 1MG. Can we have a round of applause for 1MG?
Truly a round of applause for an emerging star. The 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development for the year 2018 in the Emerging Stars category goes to 1MG Technologies Private Limited. 1MG, in a very short period, has emerged as India's leading integrated healthcare platform, providing access to valuable medicinal information. It connects consumers to e-pharmacy, e-diagnostics, and e-consultations. It has really grown rapidly with over 12 million downloads on its app and has 28 million hits on its website. 1MG has developed an intensive and rigorous system to skill, train, and upgrade the quality of its key partners. For pharmacists, there are refresher courses, quality training sessions, and product knowledge tests, along with weekly dip checks. Weekly calibrations also ensure that stakeholders are on the same page, and to grow its diagnostics business, the company provides valuable skill training to preserve the sanctity of the blood samples and significantly reduce incorrect sample labeling. 1mg raised $37 million in funding from marquee investors over the last 3 years. Convinced that 1mg's business success is driven largely by a strong belief in training and skilling key stakeholders as well as partners, the jury is pleased to confer the 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development in the Emerging Stars category to 1mg Technologies Private Limited. Congratulations, 1mg.
Well, there you go, the winners. 1mg. I guess they require 100 mg of clapping. So you need to give them their dose of a thunderous round of applause as the winners. Congratulations to 1mg for winning the Emerging Star Award. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, now presenting the last award in the 13th BML Munjal Awards. Here we have the category Sustained Excellence. First and foremost, joining us as the runners-up, we have NTPC. Come on, we can continue. Thank you. Congratulations to NTPC for being the runners-up for Sustained Excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to announce the winner for the last award, Sustained Excellence. Here we have the winner, Taj.
Taj Group, congratulations. The 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development for the year 2018 in the Sustained Excellence category goes to Indian Hotels Company Limited, which owns and manages the Taj Group of Hotels. The Taj Hotels has successfully leveraged exemplary learning and development initiatives to ensure enviable business performance in a cutthroat hospitality industry. The company's rigorous and meaningful staff training programs, as well as employee engagement measures, stand out in the hospitality industry as examples. The Taj Group of Hotels has also inverted the pyramid by making each CEO responsible for the P&L of their hotel, following extensive executive-level training at premier business schools. The Taj Hotels has embedded learning and development into the DNA of the organization. Among the employees who have been promoted, nearly 80% have undergone the rigorous training program of Taj Hotels. These measures have created tremendous goodwill within the organization and in the stakeholder community, besides creating sustainable competitive advantage. Recognizing these accomplishments, the jury has unanimously agreed to confer the 13th BML Munjal Award for Business Excellence through Learning and Development in the Sustained Excellence category to Indian Hotels Company Limited. Congratulations, Taj Group.
Sustained excellence requires sustained excellence in a round of applause. And we need to maintain it. And a big thank you to all the winners for putting in their heart and soul and winning these awards. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you, Padmaja ma'am, and thank you, Jayan sir. Can we have a round of applause for them also? I think so. Last but not the least, let's have a big round of applause for all the winners. And now is the time I would request our Honorable Chief Guest, former President of India, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, to kindly address the gathering. Can we have a huge round of applause to welcome sir?
Good evening. Sri Shomankant Munjal, Chairman, Rockman Industries, Sunil Kant Munjal, Chairman, Hero Enterprises, members of the board, members of the jury committee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to be amidst you on this occasion, the 13th BML Munjal Awards 2018 for Business Excellence in Learning and Development. I take the opportunity to congratulate all the recipients of the awards in various categories today. Ladies and gentlemen, BML Munjal Awards are named after Sri Brijmohan Lal Munjal, a man whom I deeply admire, one of the most respected industrialists of our nation, and a man who built Hero Group with the world's largest cycle maker and the Hero Motocorp into the world's largest two-wheeler manufacturers by volume. I have had the occasion to meet Munjalji several times and have always been amazed at how he carried so much on his shoulders so lightly. The manner in which he lived his life and built his business, along with social enterprise, holds a great lesson for those who are in public life as well as in business. I am delighted to see that the legacy he created along with his brothers is being continued and strengthened by the next generations of the Munjal family. These awards today are a reflection of exceptional skill development at all levels of the organization. And I'm happy to know that they are being awarded to companies that have consistently used training, learning, and development as a source of competitive advantage and as a business strategy for their success. The fact that the awards are now their 13th year shows that it is well etched in the corporate landscape of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, it is well known that industrialization plays the vital role in the development of countries because it has the potential to solve their problems of general poverty, unemployment, low production, low productivity, and low standard of living, among other things. Therefore, rapid industrial growth has always been one of the most important objectives of planning in India. As far back as 1951, realizing the importance of industry in the economies ravaged by the colonial exploitation For nearly 200 years, India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, declared that India had to become industrialized as fast as possible. Since independence, among all sectors that have contributed to the growth of Indian economy, the public sector has been one of the most consistent and prominent given its contribution towards the country. The public sector has not only contributed in terms of the GDP growth and development, but also assured self-reliance to the people of the country. It has been through the services of PSUs that foundation for various other sectors to grow and prosper have been laid. This sector has given the framework for others to manifest growth and abundance in the country. Hence, I am extremely happy that PSU sector in services as well as in manufacturing category has been awarded tonight. We live in dynamic world that is changing constantly. In fact, change is the only constant factor in otherwise everything changing. Having said that, the role of private enterprise and industry in nation building can never be underestimated. The world has become a global village where boundaries are reduced to mere lines in the map. We have a nation witnessed a spectacular change during the last 7 decades, especially during the last 3 decades following liberalization of economy. However, there are certain grave challenges that I would like to flag and underline. Our growth trajectory, though being robust, has not been able to generate employment in the expected manner. 63.5 million people in the age group of 20-35 years have entered into the workforce in the last 5 years, and it is estimated that by 2020, more than 50% of the population would be below the age of 25 years. Lest we generate jobs, the demographic dividend runs the risk of turning into demographic disaster. Business in developing countries like India are characterized by low labor productivity. This is due to various factors: poor skill or lack of it, low demand in the labor market, low wages, and inadequate security for job. The size of our knowledge economy is still minuscule compared to the size of our nation. The benefits of education have still not touched the remotest part of our nation. This is a worrisome situation which needs to be corrected at the earliest. We also face the challenge of area of artificial intelligence. There is a general perception that artificial intelligence and automation will lead to high unemployment. However, this will be true only if automation does not increase productivity or create more jobs. To my mind, it is possible to create jobs in the new era. Artificial intelligence will dramatically increase the capabilities of the manufacturers and researchers to envision new products, and this will create new opportunities. Nevertheless, it is the entrepreneurs and business, along with the policymakers, who will have to solve the new problems and meet the new situations, and in the process, create the jobs. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, yet for this to happen, it is essential for the people of an employable age to be trained with the right skills so that they can capitalize on the opportunities created. Skilling at all levels of competency is essential so that trained people are employable in the new job markets being created. The overall approach to education needs to harmonize knowledge dissemination and skills imparting in the students. The students having the option to pursue the formal vocational training should be encouraged. It is critical that the skills being imparted are in sync with the demands and requirements of the different sectors: telecom, agriculture, electronics, life science, and the like. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from technical and vocational training, there must be much greater emphasis on soft skills like teamwork, leadership, problem solving, communication, and business acumen. This will enable employees to fit better in a corporate environment and also lower the training costs of the companies. Education in our country has been confined to the academic knowledge and degrees, but the need of the hour is to ensure that the students are provided with the employable skill for higher employability and better jobs. Training for students should be able to bridge the gap between academia and industry. Appropriate training refines the skill sets. It helps meet the industry demands by connecting academic knowledge with the skills required to work in the industry. Programs must help bridge the gap between the industry needs and what the academia produces. There should be a close link with the educational institutions and industry, particularly in formulating syllabus and implementing them effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of commendable work is being done by the government for skill development of the youth. Yet, there is still a drop in the ocean. The wide gap between the skills of the youth and the requirement of the jobs is growing almost every day. And this will become an even bigger challenges because the economic and technological environment is evolving so fastly. This is where the private sector needs to make a number of interventions. Private sector, through the CSR initiatives, can play a major role in bringing about this transformation. Many universities have now come forward to offer vocational training and other skilled training facilities, and these are steps in the right direction, but we need to build more momentum. I hope these awards will inspire many more corporate organizations to come forward and create successful and scalable templates in the skill development and in the process contribute to nation building. In the end, I once again congratulate the awardees and encourage them to continue with their good work. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.
He deserves a much bigger round of applause. That was really very insightful. Thank you, sir. Now I would request our chairman, Hero Enterprise, Mr. Sunil Kant Munjal, to kindly present a summit memoir to our esteemed chief guest. Can we have a round of applause? Would also request Mr. Suman Kant Munjal to join in to present. Let the round of applause please continue. A big thank you to Dr. Pranab Mukherjee for giving us your precious time. Thank you, sir, for blessing us with your presence. Now I would request Chairman and Managing Director, Rockman Industries, Mr. Suman Kant Munjal, to kindly present the vote of thanks. Can we have a round of applause for sir?
Honorable Shri Pranab Mukherjee, it is both a moment of pride and pleasure to have you with us. This evening in the 13th edition of BML Munjal Learning and Development Awards, your august presence encourages learning both at individual level as well as the industrial level. We, alongside your wishes, congratulate the winners of the coveted award and look forward to exemplary practices in the industry at large. Concludingly, we thank you for making it to the program and for extending your warm and caring encouragement. I would also like to thank Grant Thornton, who have been the knowledge partner in this award. Thank you very much, all of you, for this evening. Thank you.
So while acknowledging everybody else here and thanking the former president, I do want to acknowledge not just that our family is here, my mother is also here, so a special thank you to her and for being here with us. Thank you all.